morning, everybody. This is AL Big Madonna and Cinnamon Sugar. I am out and about running errands. I just got an oil change, and what's interesting about that is that there was this guy who did my oil change, and he was fine. He was fine, but there was this other person that came up, this woman, and she just really started talking to me. She worked there too. And so where I went, it's a place that I really love going to get my oil changed. It's the best. I feel like it's the best place that anybody in the United States can go to get their oil changed. They're like all over the United States. But anyway, so she came up to me because usually there are two different people handling the business of your car. So she was, on the computer, doing the computerized technology part of it all, and the other person was checking everything and making sure everything was where it needed to be. And I definitely had to get my oil changed because I have full synthetic oil that I use in my car. Like, I have no choice but to get it kind of done once every 4 to 6 months, depending on how frequently I drive. So yeah, anyway, so the woman, she just takes it upon herself to continuously talk to me, because she came up out of nowhere, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they normally have somebody else to come over and all this other stuff to do stuff. And so she's just talking, and she's doing what she's supposed to do. But then whenever there were moments where she did not have to talk business with me, she was just talking to me, and she asked me, was I from here and all this other stuff, and she was very intrigued by the fact that I wasn't, and all of that. And the vibe was there, and it's so funny because guess what, y'all? She reminds me so much of the friend that I no longer have that used to work at my job, that started acting funny after she offered up her place for me to be able to get my packages sent over there so that they would stop being stolen, right? I'm talking about from the hair, the body type, the height, the skin tone, everything except the fact that she didn't have a nose ring or gauges in her ear. Voice, all of that. And I was just and she was a whole vibe. And she when I tell y'all, it was so absolutely random. This girl was telling me, she was wondering, she was like, well, do you like it here better, or do you like Alabama? And I looked at her girl, considering the fact that I'm not an outside person, meaning I don't be out there. I ain't trying to be in the clubs and all that. I would prefer to be back home at this point. And I was actually kind of happy to be away from home at first, because to me, I felt like wasn't nothing going on. But even though my city is a humongous city, it's they decided to set it off on the left, right, front, and the back when I no longer lived there. I'm highly upset that they have these dance classes. Now, I have a friend that I keep telling y'all about. There's this woman that I attended Alabama State University with, whom is the first person to approach me, say hey to me, and all of that. She was the first person to greet me, literally, when I stepped foot on Alabama State University's campus. So, she's a little bit older than me and all that, but we have been cool for the last 20 years. It's we never missed a beat, even when my relationship was heavily controlling, and this might as well just say it like that. And, I had my moments where I would try to reach out to her, and she would try to reach out to me. It's like she didn't want to, step on any toes, per se. But at the same time, she didn't really know the full story of what was going on until after everything was really said and done. And had I told her, she probably would have set it off and came to where I was and snatched me up, for real. At the time, she was living in Texas and all of that. So, had I really thought about it, I probably could have went to go live with her, grieve the loss of a relationship that I had to leave behind to get myself back to myself and, start over. One of my closest friends in life, who is the male version of me, he always wanted to move to Houston, Texas, and my friend was already out there, right? So in my mind, I'm like, wow, you know, had I actually thought about that, I could have went out there, and you know, he's living his life. Don't get me wrong, he's living his life. I love the fact that he's living his life. He is everything. Like, if y'all knew my friend, y'all would be like, at some point in time, hopefully, you know, if I continue to do YouTube and things like that and put up content, at some point in time, when we have moments when he and I are both in Alabama, because he's from Jackson, Alabama, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, but he and I went to Alabama State as well. He and I are the ones who are both social work majors. The woman that I'm talking about in this instance, she was a communications major and all of that, and I want to tell y'all what she do so bad because she has since moved back home. Her mom has breast cancer, and so she moved back to, you know, do what she need to do for her mama. And like, they don't listen, most of us don't play about our mama and things, but when I say they don't play, like, they go on family trips religiously all throughout the year. They always doing something. They make t-shirts for the function. Like, it is almost unreal how much they spend time together. Like, it's, and see, she got it like that because she was making bank. Like, she was making really amazing money, and you know, she still makes great amazing money. And I wish I could tell y'all where she worked, but it would give away exactly who she is. Because even though she does not live in Montgomery, Alabama, she works in Montgomery, Alabama. And when I tell y'all, some things have happened, and child, you gonna let me over or no? Did nobody hit me? Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry. So anyway, but yeah, it's a lot. But anyway, I'm saying all this to say that, you know, she's everything. Like, the fact that we were able to pick up after everything like fully was over with, and I was able to reveal things to her, like, we are, you guys will say we best friends at this point. Like, it's crazy how we talk every day. Like, she don't play about me, and I don't play about it. Like, it's bad, y'all. Like, she be ready to hop on a flight to set it off for me. Like, she really don't play by me. So anyway, y'all, it's just the fact that that girl, that woman, she reminded me so much of the person that I had become friends with here, who essentially she seemed like she was the younger version of me. And it just, like, when I looked at her, I was just like, no, let me just ignore her. But then when this girl really just started volunteering information to me, I'm just looking like, where is this even coming? Like, I'm trying to help y'all understand that I really be minding my business, and people walk up to me and just talk to me. They start talking to me. I ain't say nothing. She initiated conversation. I didn't do nothing. I was in my phone literally responding to comments. And like, there's a comment I'm actually in the middle of responding to right now that I could have been responded to, but she just kept on talking to me even before I had gotten directed out of the bay that my vehicle was in. You know, she had to direct me out. And so it's like, golly, like, she was talking to me the whole time. I could have responded a couple of more times, but she was talking to me that much. Like, she was getting her entire life. Like, we was talking about all sorts of stuff during that oil change. Like, it was crazy, y'all. But anyway, it kind of made me sad a little bit, because it's like, dang, you are, you know, giving the same energy that heifer was giving. And it just made me feel like, yeah, like, here we go. I didn't, you know, whatever. It is what it is. And I don't know. The Lord gonna have to come down and touch me or something for me to, you know, go to my friend and say to him, you know what, friend? I am going to reach out to her, and Lord, please don't let that be the married man. And when I say the married man, I mean the married man who is actively sleeping with the side heifer that do the absolute most in reference to him. I don't nobody be having time. Please don't be going over there, because I want that parking spot. What you doing? Can you go? But yeah, it just, oh, I know him. There's a special needs man that I see all the time, and his dad is walking with him. And he had to tell the person that was kind of holding me up a second ago to go on and go by, because she was kind of doing the most. But anyway, y'all, my bad. So I'm at the store. I had to come to the store. I'm gonna do my toes, y'all. I haven't done my toes in quite some time. Now I keep up with keeping them filed down and all that, but I need a buffer. I usually keep buffers on me, but I don't do my nails no more. So since I don't do my nails no more, I don't have no buffers on me. The last one I had, I used it and I just threw it out because I don't know. I use them until I know I can't use them no more, and then I throw them out. You know what I'm saying? But I need another nail buffer. So that's really the only reason why I'm here at the store. Y'all, I'm loading up my little fanny pack. Meow. The only thing left to put in there is the phone that I'm recording on, baby. But anyway, y'all. But yeah, it was just so crazy that I'm over here minding my business. This woman walk up to me, and when I tell y'all, it has always blown my mind how I be minding my business and people walk up to me and just start talking to me. I just be like, and I've had several people to come to me and say, you know, within the conversation, they was like, it's just something about you that drew me to you. I can tell you have this great energy about yourself. I can tell you're an amazing person. Like, even one of the people that has been training me, the person who was basically left in charge of training me when the person who initially was training me, the main person who was training me, went on vacation. He said that when I tell you out of no random where, I just be like, this be so random, Lord. What is going on? I ain't even doing, like, I don't even be doing nothing. And people just come out of nowhere and say this stuff to me, y'all. I just be like, what is it? Like, what is it about me that puts that out there? That puts that off into the atmosphere, out into, you know, I just want to know, what am I doing? I feel like I'm just being myself, but I mean, I'm weird. I was like, girl, I even told that girl, I was like, girl, I'm awkward, I'm weird. And because she was like, what do you like to do? And I'm like, girl. But I feel like you got to be somewhat of a special type of person to really be truly friends with me, because if I feel like I'm really, really close with you like that, I'm going to tell you some deep, dark things. I'm going to tell you some crazy stuff. I should be able to come to you and say anything to you. And even if I'm dead wrong, I should be able to handle whatever it is that you're going to say to me. And, you know, all of that. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to come to me and be like, friend, now you know you're wrong, or whatever, you know, correct me. I don't like them people that's supposed to be your friend, and because you got money or status or whatever it is, they just tell you what they know you want to hear to coddle you. No, tell me what actually need to be said, because no, that is not helping anybody. But yeah, y'all. But that was very interesting. That was so random. I was not expecting that, because I was like, oh, I might do a little video when I get out of there, because I was gonna tell y'all about something that happened. I don't think I got a chance to tell y'all yet. Y'all, tell me why. I gotta tell y'all this before I go inside. What time is it? Because I want to be back at the house no later than 10. It's 8:45 a.m. right now, y'all. Monday morning. One more day off. Like, I love the fact that I get my days off. I hope that people are gonna volunteer whenever I go to the top of the rotation list doing this job, because they over here complaining. Well, one or two people complaining. One person is about to try to go on vacation in a little while, so she's trying to rack up the money. And she does overtime anyway. Like, even before she got that position, she's always known to do overtime like crazy. But she really wants it right now so she can stack up the money so she can take her kids and the nieces and nephews that she's caring for to Florida and things like that on vacation. And this other woman, she just need to sit down because she inconveniences people all the time, so I don't even know what she part of her lips to say anything about, oh, she's here, she's taking up all the overtime now, we're not gonna get any overtime now, girl, bye. Anyway, y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. I don't think I told y'all about it yet. So y'all remember the dude I told y'all about that I've been friends with since like 2013? He was a truck driver, and he's never had his finances in check. Like, never. Well, tell me why. He reached out to me, I think it was Friday night, when I was at work. It was like around 6. And it was, I think initially he reached out to me Thursday. Now, keep in mind, all last week, every single day I worked, and even before that, like Monday through Saturday morning maybe, it rained. Like, it rained literally all week, which I love, but I just want to be off all that time. So I appreciated the days that I actually was off for it. But yeah, y'all don't mind me. I'm about to restore my bracelet because I let some water get to it, and I'm pretty sure that all I gotta do is this to restore it. But anyway, let's go do the trick today. Yep, it's doing it. So he reached out to me one day while I was at work, and I was like, oh gosh, what is it? Like, he literally called, and I'm like, Lord, here he go. Wonder what he calling for. Because I told y'all, he called me, and I kind of was like, oh Lord. And when I answered the phone, it was good news for once. He said he had gotten disability, and now he's able to, he's gotten his house that he wanted in a part of Alabama. Lord have mercy, no. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I ain't even trying to visit him in that particular part of Alabama. Like, I cannot. I think I told y'all that story, and he gonna tell me he don't even remember it. But anyway, y'all, so he done called me, and I looked at my phone, and I literally was on break. That was the funny part about it. I was like, I'm not answering this. Like, I was about to literally stand up and get up and go from break to go back to where I was working at. So I was like, yeah, I'm not answering the phone. So then I texted him right before I got up, and I said, I'm at work. I said, sorry, I'm at work. So then he didn't say nothing. Like, he never responded back. He didn't call me back. I was like, okay, Lord, good. Whew. Because ain't nobody got time. I just had a feeling this finna be some foolishness. So yeah, I was like, okay, let's see. So the next day, he decides to be smarter about it. And so he ended up texting me. He was like, hey. So I texted him back a little while later, and I said, hey. He was like, how you doing? I said, I'm fine. How are you? He was like, frustrated, upset. I was like, why? So in my mind, I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you on the phone. So he was like, are you at work? As his response, because he want to get on the phone. Like, he pushing 50, y'all. So he want to be on the phone. He don't want to text and all that. And I'm just like, bruh, I don't want to be on the phone talking to you. Like, when I tell y'all, it be irking my soul. It just be irking my soul so bad. So I was like, okay. I told him, I'm in a downpour right now. Like, he was like, are you at work? So by the time I responded to him, y'all, when I was responding to him, I had literally just got in the house. It really was a downpour. Like, it had, like, I had left work, and so my friend didn't show up this particular day. So this ended up being Saturday when he asked me all this. So I was like, and I'm looking, trying to figure out where she at, because she didn't come in when we did the handoff. So I'm like, where this hell at? Looking for, it was Friday, y'all. Because Saturday, I wouldn't see her leaving out. So this is about to be her day leading into Saturday. So her last day of the work week, which is, next week. Well, this week. That's how it's going to be for me. Anyway, so I'm just like, what's going on here? Where this heifer at? Like, I didn't see her vehicle. I'm like, oh, no, I ain't got time for this. Because I kind of got distracted when I was walking out. People rolling up on me, talking to me, and I was just like, oh, something ain't right. I didn't see the heifer when she walked in. So I was like, maybe she, behind, she went to the bathroom or something. Sometimes she'll do that. So I'm thinking that's what it is. I still don't see her. So then, like I said, it's two people randomly talking to me while we walk into our vehicles. But then I was like, oh. First of all, the sky was about to crack on me. It looked terrible outside. Also, before I forget again, y'all, guess what? Y'all, we have had bear sightings like crazy around here. Now I understand this is like country. Like, this is the country, even though it's in Virginia, but still. Man. Oh Lord, that man looked just like that supervisor that got fired. I had to look real quick to see if it was him. But anyway, so I was just like, okay, it is set to rain today, and it's been raining on and off, but I've been on the inside, and when I was walking out, it wasn't raining at the time, but the sky looked like it was about to crack on me. It looked bad out there. So I'm looking like, oh, okay. And then at first I was looking, and then people started talking to me, and I was like, man, okay. So we branched off, and then something told me, redirect your focus. And so I redirected my focus. And I'm looking, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't see her vehicle. Don't nobody else drive that vehicle on this shift. Like, anybody that has her same vehicle, they don't drive that on this shift. I don't see her vehicle. And she parks in like specific areas. So I'm like, I don't see her vehicle. What is going on here? So then I was like, no, maybe I overlooked it. Let me see again. So I said, no, let me put my umbrella and stuff in the car. So I put my umbrella and things in the car. Then I step back outside the car. So I'm looking up, looking over my hood. And I'm like, no, let me step out into the street and make sure. So I stepped over in front of my car. I'm looking on all the roads that she would normally park on. I don't see her vehicle. I was like, no, I ain't got time for this. Before I crank this car up, she better answer this phone, because where she at though? Like, what's going on? Because normally if she's not going to be at work, she notifies me and lets me know. And I know this is something that she's not obligated to do, but I'm just saying this is just something that she has grown accustomed to do. So the fact that she wasn't at work, it kind of alarmed me. And she hadn't said nothing, so I was like, all right, now I need to know if I need to pull up somewhere. Like, what happened? What's going on? So I done reached out to her. I called her phone. I'm talking about I got my door cracked open with one leg in the door. Like, all right, now one foot propped up and things. I'm trying to figure out what it's hidden for, right? So she was like, hello. I was like, where you at? I see you not at work. What's going on? Do I need to pull up? Like, I done set it up. I'm like, you need me to pull up somewhere? What's happening? So she was like, oh no, I overslept. Now, she don't never oversleep, y'all. She's always super early to work. Like, she gets to work like 45 minutes early. Like, she needs to get there early. That's how she feel. So she's always there early. So that's why I was like, okay, what is it? What's going on here? What is hidden for? So she was like, oh no, I'm fine. I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought I was gonna have to pull up. I didn't know what the problem was. She was like, you doing too much. She said she's gotten accustomed to how I talk, right? So she told me, she was like, how you saying you doing too much? I was like, girl, no, I'm not. I need to know what was going on, because you normally tell me these things. So anyway, after I got that squared away, this is when the guy is texting me, trying to figure out if I'm still, he trying to talk to me, and I'm like, Lord, I'm not even going to answer this text message. So while I'm driving, I'm talking to her the entirety of the way of me going home. She decided that she was going to, come in late. Then she ended up not even telling me she came to work, and then was like, I ain't feeling it, and then she ended up leaving back out. So I had to chew her out yesterday about that a little bit, but I'm joking. But anyway, so I done talked to her until she made it to work. And so when I got off the phone, like while we on the phone, I told her, I was like, girl, look crazy out here. So like a couple of droplets of rain was on my windshield, and I'm looking like, okay, wait a minute. I thought I was gonna be able to make it home before it started raining again. But y'all, the sky opened up. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a downpour right now. Like, I was fine. I almost couldn't see though. Like, that's how bad it had gotten. So I was looking like, girl, what's going on? I was like, it's crazy that it's doing this where I am exactly, because when I was leaving work, it wasn't doing all this, and it looked terrible at work. Like, at any minute now, shoot, a hurricane or something might, unfold. Hurricane, tornado, y'all, I know I'm wrong. I'm supposed to know what season this is. I don't know why. I know I'm wrong. As an Alabamian, I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. Y'all excuse me. But anyway, so while she's on her way to work, she's saying that, ain't nothing going on. But then when she got to work, the sky opened up on her. I was like, Lord, she was like, girl, let me get off this phone and get on in here. Because she was going to basically be like 30 minutes late. And anytime after the time you're supposed to start working, you're considered to be late. So she was going to end up having to get like a half an occurrence or whatever for that. And, she was going to eat that because she ain't got but like 4 occurrences, if that. And we are allowed to get 10. So, she was like, whatever. And then she used FMLA for the rest of it, because she really, like, she gets these injections in her back and all this other stuff. So she really was not even feeling up to it. She went back home and went back to sleep. I was like, girl, what is wrong with you? So anyway, y'all, I done made it home. And so I told him, I'm in a downpour. I said, oh, okay, I'm in a downpour right now. So he was like, oh, well, when you get a chance, call me. And I'm looking like, Lord, here we go. So I was just like, what I'm not finna do is this. What I'm finna do is I'm gonna eat first, because I hadn't eaten in 24 hours at this time. Y'all, like, right now my stomach is touching my back. Like, you would think because I'm fat that I'm eating all day. I really be eating like once a day when I'm not doing my alkaline thing or whatever. Child, I gotta stop doing that. Like, I really will be like, I saved my appetite yesterday, and I ate when she and I went to the little spot that she likes to go to that's out of town to get our drinks and things. So I got my food while we were up there, and I ate that while we were on our way back. So that's what I had. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was good. But I'm starving now. But so I was like, nah, what I'm finna do is I'm about to eat this food first. Forget all that. So I came home, I ate, and when I was done eating, that's when I then, called him. I was like, Lord, please don't let it be too much foolishness. Child, we done got on the phone. To make a long story short, he talked about how he's frustrated because he is getting disability, which I'm just like, I'm gonna say it till I'm blue in the face. And I don't care if he see my videos ever in life. I love my friends, but if it's something that you can do that's cheaper and that is going to, essentially save your life and expand and, lengthen your life expectancy, especially as a black man, you need to do it. For years, this man was complaining about how his leg killing him, how his back killing him. He can't walk. He started hobbling. Last time I saw him, he was hobbling. And I'm like, all you got to do is go alkaline. Everything that's ailing you will go away. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm somebody who ain't got no cartilage in my knee. And when I went alkaline, all the pain went away. I had knees like Megan, ain't got the first bit of cartilage in my knees. And I had to think about it when I squatted out of nowhere. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to feel this tomorrow. And I actually didn't. And I was like, this alkaline lifestyle is everything. Wait a minute now. Like, I ain't know it was going to be like this. I ain't know it was going to make me like a child again. Wait a minute, baby. But, yeah. So now he's completely disabled, can't hardly get around. Sir, you can't even get around to do the basic things in life. But you want somebody to be interested in you sexually, in a relationship, being real about you and all of that, and intentional and all that good stuff. That girl is so pretty. Yes. Y'all don't understand. This woman is so pretty. She has a nice natural body, and she got a cart full of water. It's just the wrong type of water. She got a whole lot of Dasani. That is not it. Don't do it. Get y'all some spring water. I don't care where it's from. Get you some spring water. I'm talking about she got 4 big things of it. Now, it might be her loading up for 4th of July that she don't need to be celebrating like that. But who am I? Never mind. But anyway, like I was saying, she's very pretty. And it's the melanin skin for me. It's the chocolatiness of her for me. So anyway, he over here talking about he's frustrated because CPS has been contacting his son's baby mama, and they have been saying the Social Security office. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I can say it. So CPS has indeed been contacting his baby mama because he was getting the child support and stuff sent to her. This man is sitting here looking at me. Instead of him going home, he done went in the store and got his stuff right. He was already looking at me before. I'm not here for it. Let's just say that before I even get started telling y'all this. But this man is just sitting here watching me when he could have went to the house. He already went in the store. He finally got the car, went in the store, got what he was gonna get, which it wasn't nothing. It took him 5 minutes to go do that. Now he's just sitting here looking in the car, looking at me. Please don't sit here until I get out the car, Jesus. I don't be having time. Like, it's some people I look at, I'm just like, I know I would not be here for you, child. So anyway, so she was supposed to receive like the last child support payment and all this other stuff, and all of his money he's supposed to be getting for disability is supposed to be free and clear for him. Well, they've been garnishing that money for the last, since April. And he said that the baby mama said that when she got certain money back, that she was going to give it to him because they taking $150 out of his check. Now, I'm thinking that this man is getting like $100 and something. I mean, not $100 and something. Like $600 and something or $700 and something dollars for disability. Well, because they've changed how they do things as far as how they see how you get qualified for stuff like that. I didn't know that, but he's lucky. This man getting almost $3,000 a month because he said that what they do now is they choose 5 years of your job history or something like that or whatever, your working history, and they make their decision off of that as to how much they're going to pay you. And he said he's just lucky that they picked the 5 years where he was making bank. Like, that's why in my mind, I'm just like, there's no way that you're not financially set. Because, like I told y'all, I have been cool with this man since 2013. 2003, my bad. If I said 2013 earlier in this video, I meant 2003. Yeah, but anyway, so I'm just like, I knew what you were making when you weren't hobbling and all this other stuff and letting your weight get out of control. And his excuse is, well, I'm a truck driver and I'm going to have to eat meat and all this other stuff to be able to maintain and have my protein and have this and have that. Like, I'm just like, sir, I'm trying to tell you what you need to know so that you can survive. There are people who said all the things that you said, and they was about to be on their deathbed the next time they ate a plate of food. And when they decided to go alkaline, their life changed for the better. They lost the weight. All their ailments went away. But in his mind, he was like, I don't know about that. And so when I brought it up again the other day, he basically was like, oh, I mean, I guess I'll think about it. But he's talking about, oh, well, I cooked this and I cooked that and loaded stuff down with meat. And I'm just like, child, I just can't. So anyway, so he talking to me, he telling me about all this. So I'm just looking at him. He talking about, well, I don't know why they're saying this. The last payment has been being paid. They had already been garnishing my wages way before this. And they had gotten all the rears, like everything is already paid up. Now they garnishing stuff, talking about the payments hadn't been going through. And I'm just like, okay, but you said they've been going through, so how's that even possible for anybody, the child support department, whoever, to be getting this mixed up? So he was like, well, DHR told me that I'm gonna have to get a letter from the Social Security office stating that they have made those payments so that I can get reimbursed for the money that they've been deducted from my checks and all this other stuff. So I'm just like, I don't understand what's so hard about that. Like, literally, somebody can send a fax and this can be rectified within 5 minutes, or at least getting the process started within 5 minutes. It's not that hard. I've literally had to do stuff like that before when I was a social worker at DHR myself. Not necessarily about child support, but if somebody was like, oh, well, they needed verification that this, I'm like, oh, okay. I would get the information. As long as I knew those people's fax number, I would put everything on formal letterhead and fax it over to the folks. So it could be the fastest method, not me printing it off and putting it in the mail. So I'm just like, I don't understand. Why is this man still sitting here, y'all? I don't understand. I really hope he's not waiting on me to get out this car, because I don't want him to approach me. Lord, please. Lord, please, why is he sitting here? Lord, please crank your car up and go. I hope he just cranked his car, because I heard something. I hope that's what it is. So anyway, y'all, I'm just like, I don't understand. So we're going back and forth, and I'm just telling him, like, look, it's as simple as this. And so everything he's been doing is by phone. I'm like, did you ever go in person to talk to these folks? He was like, no. One place is telling me they already did these things, and then when I call over to DHR said they never got the paperwork. They never got any notification from them. I'm like, you need to go in person. Either one of these places, you need to go sit in person and say, hey, this is the situation. Can you get the ball rolling so that this can be rectified? And all you gotta do is say, oh, I will sit here until you fax the information over. It's not that hard. Like, all this could have been done. So, I'd have told him that. And so he was like, well, no, I ain't made my way over there, but I'm gonna have to go over there, but I ain't gonna be able to do it right now. And I'm just like, well, let the people keep garnishing them wages, though. Let the people keep garnishing the wages then. And you just keep on letting it go on. But how you getting $2,000 and something a month sitting at the house? Your rent / mortgage on the house that you paying is $400 and something, because he deep off in the country somewhere, in a place that I ain't never tried to visit. He might well hang it up flat screen. I'm not coming. And y'all, I'm sorry. This man is doing the most, and he's distracting me so bad. I got to try to figure out how I can block him out, because he's really distracting me. Oh, Lord. I hope that's your car cranking up. Did y'all hear that? Hopefully that's his car cranking up so he can get on. Y'all, this video is supposed to have been over 5 minutes ago. I want this man to go somewhere, because he is really distracting me. So anyway, so I'm just like, okay. Y'all, then he gonna tell me he gotta pay for this washing machine, this dryer, the cable folks want a deposit. I'm like, but duh. Of course they want a deposit. You didn't need no cable. And so he talking about all these bills due and all this stuff going on and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I don't understand. You already was homeless because you were not responsible with your money. I don't understand how you homeless all the time. I don't understand how you ever became homeless, because when I tell y'all, when he was a truck driver, when he had certain contracts, he was making so much money that he could have bought a house, bought a couple of vehicles that had been paid off his in cash and all of that within 6 months of him working those particular contracts. And some of those contracts lasted for a while. They kept renewing with him. So that's why I'm just like, you could have been had a house, you could have been had reliable vehicles. Child, whatever vehicle he got right now is on his last leg. Y'all, this man had the audacity within the conversation to say to me, don't you want to sign off on a loan for me to be a co-signer? Y'all, my eyes rolled so hard. I was like, I know he ain't fix his mouth. I was just like, I know this man didn't fix his mouth to say this to me. What is we talking about? Why this man won't go somewhere? Jesus! Lord, make this man go somewhere. Lord, I come to you as humbly as I know how. Please let this man get on down the road, because why is he still sitting here looking in my mouth? Like, this man really is looking in my mouth, y'all. I can't. So anyway, I'm just trying to understand how you getting $2,000 and something a month and your rent ain't but $400 and something. How you ain't got no money left over? And then you over here, you still in debt. In my mind, I feel like if I had went through all this, I'm gonna be like, Lord, the Lord finally, he shined his light on me one more good time after all these years, almost 50 years of me being on earth. Let me do what I need to do. Please go put your car in reverse and go. Please put your car in reverse and go. I'm thinking, he's like, okay, I'm gonna do right this time. Let me do the bare minimum so that I can stack my money up, so I don't be in this predicament no more. I would be scared to be homeless again. Y'all, I've been homeless before. My ex and I were homeless. I was living check to check. My check was the main check that was paying for the room we was living in. We were gonna go live in his car. So we were homeless. And when I tell y'all we ain't had no food, at one point in time we ain't have food, I didn't eat. I couldn't eat for a month and a half. I literally could not eat. I cannot do them noodles and stuff like that. It's some people who got money and they live for noodles from time to time. I'm like, the noodles by themselves are disgusting to me. The noodles, when you add the packet of stuff in there, is too salty. I've tried to cut it. Even if I put half the pack in there, a quarter of the pack in there, it is nasty to me and still too salty. That stuff runs through me. It is plastic anyway. It ain't real. And I just be like, no, I'm not here for it. But anyway, oh Lord, what's this man will go somewhere? Y'all, I'm almost done. I'm sorry. He's just really distracting me. Y'all, if I wish I could whoop this camera around. Like, he really staring in my mouth and won't go nowhere. I don't know if he's intrigued. I don't know what it is. But please, Lord, don't let this man walk up on me if he's still here when I'm done with this video. But anyway, I'll let y'all know if he approaches me. I'll let y'all know, but hopefully he'll go on somewhere. But he really is sitting here like looking in my mouth, and I just cannot. So I just don't understand. Like, and this is why he's so upset, y'all. This is why he's so upset. Just the other month, you called me to tell me that you're doing amazing. You got the house that you want. You got all these things. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. That's good. Now you back to square one. You complaining, you upset, and now you talking about you want to try to be with somebody. How you want to try to be with anybody and your life still ain't right? You can't even walk down an aisle. You can't even walk up to a justice of the peace to walk up to the bench with somebody to try to say I do. You can't do the bare minimum. But you over here talking about, like, he over here worried that if he does get with somebody and he's serious about them, he don't want to give up the house. And I'm saying to myself, sir, look, wait a minute, let me tell y'all something. Tell me why he said that some woman that he talking to at the moment, it's just some woman he been helping out. He said he ain't screwing her and all this other stuff. He said that woman read him basically and was like, that house raggedy. That house raggedy in the country and don't nobody want no parts of it and all this other stuff. I wanted to holler on the phone. I wanted to holler on the phone. I was like, oh my God, why would you say that to that man? But look, but he wanted to be like, I wouldn't even worry about what she was saying because she ain't even got her life right. she living with her daughter. She had her own place, but now she living with her daughter. And I had to explain to him, I was like, despite the fact of what you said in this moment, I hear what you're saying, but you must understand that people like me who grew up in a traditional household, we were taught that you stay with somebody else, with your family or whatever, until your husband come and get you. That's what my mama did. She stayed with her family until my daddy was like, I want you, I got to have you. Went up to my grandmama and was like, I want your daughter, want to date her, want a quarter. And within 6 months, he was marrying her. He wanted what he wanted. He been wanting my mama in high school. Had to spin the block 10 years later because my mama was like, Had to spin the block. And they finally got together. And 6 months later, they got married. My daddy said, I know what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to prepare all these things for you. I want you, got to have you, build a house from the ground up. My mama stayed in a little trailer that was, on the back side of the house at the time so that they can go back and forth and look at the house as it's, progressing and all that. Like, set it off, y'all. But him, but yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, he does not, I guess because he didn't grow up like I did. Most of my friends did not grow up like I did. I had a very present father. I had somebody in my life who did not play them games. He wants his family to be secure and all of that, right? So I'm just like, I ain't got time for it. But, you can feel like you read that woman, but essentially, she ain't gotta be in her own place. If she's operating from the same campaign that I grew up on, she really ain't gotta, feel no type of way negatively about the fact that she ain't got her own place. Even though she has like grown kids, she can live with her kids. She can live with her mom and daddy if they still alive, or grandparents or whoever. Because where I'm from, how I grew up, we are supposed to stay put until our husband come get us. Then when we move out, it's because we moved in with our husband. Just saying. I tried to enlighten him, but he wasn't really trying to hear that. He just felt like she had too much. She was too bold to try to speak on something when she ain't even got her own stuff. I'm like, I hear you, but listen though. He wasn't trying to hear that. But yeah, y'all, I politely told him no. I was like, sir, I already got my own car. No. He was like, well, you ain't gotta pay it. I'm gonna pay the loan. I'm saying to myself, sir, you already ain't been doing nothing you supposed to been doing when it comes to money. You stay somewhere getting a loan. He talking about, look, within the same breath, I ain't got no money. I need to get a loan. I need to get a loan. Well, what I'm gonna do with the loan is I'm gonna get this. My neighbor got this car I want. I said, why don't you build up the money that should be left over every month after you get your disability check in order for you to get a reliable vehicle? You could do that. I said, because if I were you, if I were in your position, I would save my money. I would not be out here trying to be fighting and bopping and whatever else, just buying all kinds of stuff. I would buy my groceries. I would not be out cooking out and all this. I would be living very frivolously. No, not frivolously. You know what I'm saying. I'd be very thrifty, doing the bare minimum when it comes to stuff like that, right? So I can stack my money. I've done it before. I told him that's what I did with my car. I wasn't doing nothing but paying my bills, and that was it. He gonna try to make up an excuse. I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. He want to buy some car from somebody that live next door. He said, I kept saying, oh, I want this car, and I want this truck. I gotta jump on it right now because he ain't gonna keep it much longer. I'm just saying to myself, get a reliable vehicle. Why not stack your money up to get a reliable? I don't understand what's so hard about comprehension in this moment. Like he just has gotten to a point where he just like, I want this, so I'm gonna go get a loan. Them people not gonna give me a loan. See, now you've had to stoop to the level of getting somebody else to co-sign. I mean, I'm sorry for using it in that way when I say stoop to. I'm just only referring to him. I'm not saying anybody else out here who's doing it that's necessarily stupid. I'm just saying, y'all, this man still sitting here. I'm tired of my spirit. This man walk up on me, y'all. But you have to now feel as though you need to rely upon a loan to do these things, when all you had to do was save all this money that you're getting, when you really could be out here working. Like, he was getting the amount of money that he has been lucky enough to get per month because of the disability. Thank God. The Lord, y'all, because I was just about to get off here too. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. And he's still looking over. Get on. Thank you, Jesus. The Lord answers prayer. Hallelujah in the name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Y'all, I'm sorry. That man was doing the most. Like, he really sat there all that time. Like, he spent way less time. And he went in there literally for 5 minutes, came up with a bag, and sat and looked in my face. Like, please stop. So anyway, but y'all, his priorities are in the wrong place, and everything is everybody else's fault, and he mad at the world. And I'm just like, no, I'm not finna do no co-signing. No, you have been terrible with money since before I met you. You stay upset and mad when people don't want to help you no more. Now you in your feelings. So when you get out your feelings, that's when you come around again. I'm not finna put myself in a position where you screw me because you've decided, oh, I got this loan and I ain't got everything I want to get, and now I have somehow squandered this money again. Like, I'm not finna do it. I'm not putting myself in that position. Not finna do it. I ain't been having to get no loan for myself. I'm taking care of myself. I'm out here working. I make less money than you. Like, he was really making decent. Like, he was making like $2,000 and some a week. Easily. But anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all about that. Y'all, I'm finna run ahead and get this stuff and head to the house. Y'all have an amazing day. Bye.